Trendy Tree and City Mercantile. And I'm doing this video out on my back porch today. It's a little bit muggy out here. So if I start sweating, you know why. It's kind of rainy today, but you know, we live in Mississippi, so the humidity is just always terrible. I'm going to make this little full arrangement today. I thought this would be something that might be good for Father's Day. This is a metal fish mouth vase, and it came from Raz, and the number is 3817027. All the supplies that I'm using today came from the Trendy Tree website. And if you'll notice, if you follow us on Facebook, we changed our Trendy Tree business page to Trendy Tree and City Mercantile. That's because our downtown store is called City Mercantile, and that's downtown Pontotoc, Mississippi. Now, in the City Mercantile store, you will find some products from Trendy Tree. Not everything that we have will be in the store, but City Mercantile also has a gift line, a wedding registry, pottery, soaps, lotions, men's gifts, and so much more. But today, I'm going to make this arrangement. I had my husband in mind when I thought about this. So I pulled several bushes from a Trendy Tree, and this first one is 24085. Now, I'll give you the links to these in a written blog post. And this is way more than what I'm going to need for this project, but I probably will only use one piece. But this bush has 4 limbs, and it's quite large. And then I pulled this one, and let's see if I can find the number on it. It is 13269GN, and it's just kind of a seaweed. It's called a beaded bush, and I may use some of that. And then I have this twiggy bush that's called, the SKU is 13342 DKGN, which just stands for dark green, and it's just kind of a twig, but it's wired and you can manipulate it. It won't take all of that either. And then I brought this bush just to have a little color. It has some yellow and cream blooms on it, and that number is 71142. And then I have this little 3-inch ornament that says Gone Fishing. Now, my first thoughts were, it's plastic. It's just a hollow plastic, a ball. My first thoughts were to poke a hole in the bottom of it and put like a skewer so I could stick it down in the floral arrangement, and that would be Browser running around. But it was too dangerous. I tried poking a hole in that, and I figured I was going to get hurt before that worked. So I could probably get the owl. I don't know if you call that an owl or an awl. But anyway, I thought, well, I could get it hot and melt a hole in it. And then I thought, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take that little hanger off, and then I'm going to see if I can't, after I get the arrangement made, see if I can attach it to one of the taller limbs or something. I just took the vase and put styrofoam. Of course, now we don't sell styrofoam on Trendy Tree or City Mercantile, but you can pick up styrofoam at Walmart, Hobby Lobby, and that kind of thing. And I fill that up. I'm not going to use any hot glue. You can, but you know, when I make things for myself here at the house, I try to make things that are not permanent. But if you were going to make something like this for someone, you would want to hot glue the pieces as you attach them. Browser has decided to do his running regimen, and here he comes. He just likes to circle around and jump off the end of the porch. So you may hear that in the background. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tallest grass and cut a piece of that. I've got some heavy-duty wire cutters, and they still may not be big enough to cut this. I may have to wait till my husband gets home to do it. Now, we have a bush cutter. It's at the store. It's at the City Mercantile store, and it will cut through this very easy. So, Browser, I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm going to have to wait till Terry gets back to cut this one for me. So I'll just lay that one aside, and I'm going to go ahead and cut off a few pieces of the other bushes. I don't know how many I'll need, so I'll just cut 2 or 3 pieces to start with. These are very handy. I have small wire cutters, and then I have these, and they'll cut through a lot of things. But you know, you got to keep in mind I'm old too, so what works for me, what's hard for me may be easy for you to do. This twiggy bush here, um, it has a wire band around it, and I'm going to cut that and see if I can't strip those limbs down. Now then, I've got that piece of wire off of there. I think I could strip that down like that. Yeah. Okay. So I don't know how much of that I will need, so I'll just strip off a few pieces. I'm trying out Movie Pro. It's an app that I have on my iPhone, and if you'll notice, I'm using one of my AirPods because it has a built-in microphone. So I'm hoping that that's going to make the audio a little better. Sometimes when you're out, out here, if you're very far away from your phone, the audio is not great. So we'll just see how that works. So this is kind of a trial. And if it doesn't work, we'll just have to regroup and do something else. This bush has the cream and yellow. I'm primarily just going to clip some of the yellow. I thought that I might need a little color, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to stop right here until my husband gets here so he can cut these big limbs off for me. I'll be right back. Okay. Well, we're going to take our largest piece, which is this heavier plastic bush, and I'm just going to start it kind of over to one side. I think I'll probably just use 2 pieces, maybe one a little bit taller than the other. And I don't think I'm going to have any trouble covering up my styrofoam, but just in case, I'm going to go ahead and use a little, this is sort of like a wood wool or kind of a faux grass, kind of like a Spanish moss, but it's really just kind of straw colored. It's just some leftover stuff that I have, but I'm just going to go ahead and kind of poke that in there just to kind of make sure that I have my styrofoam covered up. It won't matter that it's hanging out over the edge right now. And then I'm going to take some of the tall, twiggy vine and put that down in there. And then I'm going to go ahead, let me use a couple of pieces of that. Of course, it's wired, so you could just bend it any way that you want to. Here we go. So I'm going to use some taller pieces to the back and then kind of put some shorter ones to the front. And then I'm going to add some of the yellow pieces. They're shorter. Just kind of spread those out. Take those pieces and kind of fluff them out a little bit. Kind of just, you can just bend those and try to give them a more natural look. And then I'm going to take some of that beaded grass and start filling in. It won't take a lot of pieces for this because it's not a huge container, and I don't want it to be just so full that, I just want it to be kind of airy, kind of light. I like that beaded grass. It's kind of floppy. It makes a good filler too. Put some taller pieces of the yellow back toward the back. And that's really about all that I want to put in there. I'm going to put, I want it to be, be able to view it from all sides. So I'm going to put a little more yellow on this other side over here. And I have my float. So I was trying to figure out where to put the float. And I'm not sure about that. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this silver cord and use some raffia or burlap. So hang on, let me find some. That silver cord makes it look too much like a Christmas ornament, so let me run and find some burlap string. Well, this will work. I believe. I'll just thread that through there and see how that works. Well, okay, well here's my solution to adding the float. I just took some of the raffia and threaded it through the ornament top, and I'm just going to secure it to some of the taller grasses here. I put in a couple of more pieces of that green twiggy vine, and I'm just going to just tie that around it and just let it hang there. I think that'll work fine. Just tie it in a knot. Okay? I like it. I think Terry will like it. So that's it. And you can kind of see it from all sides. And it's about, 24 inches in height, I guess. And of course I have several pieces of my greenery left over, enough for another project. And that's it. So I'll give you the link to the blog post. All the supplies, of course, came from Trendy Tree. And we hope you'll follow our YouTube channel. There's a little bell somewhere there about the front of your screen that you can click to get a notice each time we go live. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. And follow us on social media. And like I said, you'll notice on our Facebook page that we now, it's called Trendy Tree and City Mercantile. City Mercantile is our downtown store. And we would love if you're ever in our way, stop by and visit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.